Shah. How about Shah? Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
Revelation 3. And unto the angel of the church in Sardis write, These things saith he that hath the 7 spirits of God, and the 7 stars. I know thy works, that thou hast a name that thou livest, and art dead. Be watchful, and strengthen the things which remain, that are ready to die. For I have not found thy works perfect before God. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. Thou hast a few names even in Sardis which have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, These things saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth, and no man shutteth, and no man openeth. I know thy works, behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. But thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God. And I will write upon him my new name. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
2nd Esdras chapter 2 and 42. And I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they praised the Lord with songs. See? After we get delivered, we're going to be singing the song of victory over our enemies, just like Moses. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marvel at greatly. See, he was more exalted, and that's speaking of the Son of the Most High, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And he set crowns on their heads, all right? According to our rank, starting with our King David, the head disciple, Peter, okay, all of us will receive crowns, all right, and rewards based upon everything that has been forepromised, all right, before the foundation of the earth. Because as we receive these crowns on our head, all right, it gives us our authority, all right, that we long to have back in the heavens, but also that authority is coming to the earth.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing and salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And what I want to get into today is The Decay of an Empire. Okay, and it's inspired by this documentary that was sent to me. This quick documentary that was sent to me by the beloved elder brother Shaquat from down here in the GMS Mississippi camp, and I'm listening to it today. And it's similar to a lesson that I did not too long ago, a few days ago, dealing with, the fall of an empire, the cycle, of civilizations. And this one, the last one I did was more based on, how the rulership, would decay. It would go from a kingship to a tyrant. It would decay into a tyrant. Okay. And then tyranny will lead to aristocracy, and aristocracy will lead to oligarchy. All right. Oligarchy. Okay. Which is a degenerate form of an aristocracy, which aristocracy just means the rule, all right, of families, the elite families. Okay. Then those elite families will get degenerate. Then eventually they will, the people will want to, start a democracy. Okay. And then democracy generate into mob rule, or what you call anarchy. Okay. Which we're right here on the brink of mob rule and anarchy. Okay. And on this one, it deals with more so the culture, how the different rulerships affect, the culture and the mindset of, all right, the citizens, in the empire. Okay. So we're going to deal with it from that aspect, and you're going to see, all right, what we're going to see is that America is right here at its final and last stage, man. Okay. America is in its last stage, and there's no doubt. All right. So I want to get this here. Proverbs 19:21. It said, there are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, that shall stand. Okay? So there are many ideas and thoughts, and, these heathens, especially with these heathens, how they plan, okay, for the future. All these agenda, 2030, okay, the blockchain, all these different things, okay, that Esau Edom has in his mind, but we're watching the counsel of the Lord play out. All right. Everything that Esau Edom is doing is vanity, man. Okay. Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Okay. If a brother can post that in what's that, Psalms 2:1. All right. And what we're seeing is the heathen raging. All right. What you go in the Hebrew word rage, okay, which is regash. Okay. And it goes into conspire to plot. All right. And Esau's main agenda is how to keep his empire going. Well, you can't keep it going. Okay. Because that's not within the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay. Each heathen had a limited space to rule. Okay. And it will be dismantled. All right. And now we're in the time of the last heathen. Okay. Ever to rule. Brother can post that too. Luke 21-24. Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And I'm going to get ready to cue up this video. Okay. But this is Psalms 2:1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Okay. And Esau extended his empire. Okay. Into this satanic digital world order. All right. Which he's herding the earth into a digital prison. Okay. And that this man is attempting to extend his rule, his empire. Okay. It's a vain thing. It's complete vanity, man. I mean, it's empty. Okay. It holds no merit, it holds no weight. Okay. As the scripture promised, this is going to be a failed attempt. Okay. As Yahweh Shai summed it up in Luke 21-24, this is the brother Yahweh, the hopeful leg 3. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And this was talking about the actual heathens, okay, the actual Gentiles. Okay, so we will fall in 70 AD by the sword, all right, due to the invasion of Rome, okay, on Judea, on the temple, all right, which will lead us into, to fleeing, okay, into the interiors of Africa mainly, and eventually led away captive. You had the transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade, okay, and that landed us everywhere in captivity, man, okay. And then you had the 48, all right, the 1948 incident where these heathens, which Ishmael been in there, all right, which they're Gentiles that played a part in trying down our land, okay, but them small heads made a splash in 48, okay, and since that time, our land has been trodden down of the heathen, but now we're in the time of the heathen's rulership, okay, being fulfilled, okay, which Esau Edom will be the last heathen to ever have rule in the earth, okay. That's why Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. Bible Kashai, if a brother could put that, um, Second Ezra chapter 6, verses 7 through 9 in the GNT, Bible Kashai. If a brother can do that, you know. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this video, and we'll stop when need be, and just add to it. All right, but it's about 11 minutes. We'll let the whole thing rock. I shouldn't have to stop it too much. But however the spirit, lead. You know, so this is all civilizations follow the same pattern. Okay, and America is no different. you know, and for the longest, people, all right, have looked at America as this eternal utopia. Okay, that's to last forever. No, okay, and it's temporal, just like every other heathen empire. Okay, it's just the most recent. The only difference is America is the most recent. All right, so let's let this play. Like I said, we'll get from there. And Bob was sharp, brother could get that in Second Ezra chapter 6, verses 7 through 9 in the GNT. You know.
All empires repeat the same cycle, says 20th century historian John Glubb. He observed that for the past 3,000 years, every civilization has followed the same 6 stages before decline. What are they? Sir John Bagot Glubb was a British soldier and author who served as the commanding general of Transjordan's Arab Legion from 1939 to 1956. In his later years, he wrote about geopolitics and world history, and penned a succinct description of how civilizations rise and fall. Glubb's 1978 work, The Fate of Empires and the Search for Survival, is an idea-dense essay that argues all great empires follow an eerily similar pattern. From observing 11 distinct cultures, Glubb draws some intriguing conclusions that have implications for modern society. Glubb first notes that empires generally only last about 250 years, or 10 human generations. Though there are
The average empire, all right, runs 250 years. Okay, and as we know, America is at 2. All right, well, this year in July, as they celebrate July the 4th, the birth date, okay, of America. Okay, well, this July will make 249. Okay, and Trump is planning, he says he's going to do it big, all right, for America's birthday year. So he plans to do things the whole year 2026, okay, which July 4th, 2026, okay, will be 250 years for America. Okay, now we're not putting a date on the end of America, okay, but we know it's soon, all right, and we know empires, okay, they have average, all right, run stretch of 250 years, okay, give and take. Okay, but we know one thing's for sure, that we're right here. All right, and all of the signs, okay, of the fall of empire, America is showing all the symptoms, okay, as we're going to get into. All right, so let's go.
There are exceptions. A remarkable similarity in lifespans emerges when one compares them side by side. Glubb writes, in spite of the accidents of fortune and the apparent circumstances of the human race at different epochs, the periods of duration of different empires at varied epochs shows a remarkable similarity. And the trend holds regardless of a civilization's technological level. The Assyrians marched on foot and fought with spears. The British used artillery, railways, and ocean-going ships. Yet the two empires lasted for approximately the same periods.
And so you had the Assyrians, okay, which was far less superior technologically wise, okay, than the Britons, okay, but their empire had the same run, okay, because when it comes to Yahweh Bashim al Shah, okay, your technology and your weaponry is not a factor, okay, it's about the will, okay, of Yahweh Bashim al Shah being accomplished in the earth, okay. This is the book of Psalm 33, okay, and verse 14. I'm getting NLT. All right. It's Psalms 33 and 14 in the NLT. It says, from his throne, all right, this is the Most High, he observes all who live on the earth. Okay, matter of fact, I'm going to start at 13. All right, it says, the Lord looks down from heaven and sees the whole human race. Okay, so the Lord is on his throne and everything is being observed. Okay, from his throne, he observes all who live on earth. So the affairs of men are overseen by the will of Yahweh Bashim al Shah. And as we know, all right, his throne is surrounded by chariots, millions, okay, upon millions, billions of chariots, man. Okay, and then they're waiting to be dispatched to do his bidding. Okay, so his will can be played out in the earth. Okay, verse 15 says, he made their hearts, so he understands everything they do. Okay, he made their minds. You see, so there's nothing that's happening in the earth that's catching the Most High off guard. There's no empire, all right, that just stumbles into power. No. Okay, it was ordained. Okay, it's happening as the Lord intended it to from the beginning. Before the earth was, okay, the Lord had everything that we're doing, that we've done and going to do. It was already within his will. Okay, so there's no nation that's doing anything cute. All right, I think that's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1. All right, verses 1 through maybe 3. Okay, and get in there too, and the water for that GNT of second Ezra. I have one thing on the back burner. We'll get to it. Okay, but yeah, these are, I'll say, these different, military generals. Okay, these different events that swing. These different events that lead up to a kingdom falling and another kingdom coming in power. Because when you study these things, all right, the history of these different empires, you can see, all right, when it's time for a nation to come out of power, everything they do begins to work against them. Okay, and when it's time for a nation to come into power, everything work in their favor. Okay, you can go into certain events and certain things, and certain storms, and you see certain things will just work, in the favor of an empire because it was the will of the Lord, and certain things will work against, all right, an empire because it was the will of the Lord. Okay, verse 16 said, the best equipped army cannot save a king, nor is great strength enough to save a warrior. Don't count on your war horse to give you victory, for all of its strength, it cannot save you, man. Okay, and that's from an actual, war horse, all right, to the modern day tank. Okay, the ancient, arrows, okay, or the modern day missiles, okay, because all the missiles that America has is not going to save it from being turned to a desert. All the military hardware, because America has the most military hardware in the earth by far, well, it's not going to deliver them, all right, from their fate of becoming a desert. Okay, just want to put that out there, but yeah, brother. Go back to the video. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get all that. Get this real quick. All right, this is on Isaiah 46:9. It says, remember the former things are old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, there is none like me. It's the brother spiritual arc. All right, 144K. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. You see, and this is why, as we, have gotten in tune, with the will of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, and now we desire to see the Lord's will play out in righteousness, man. There was a time we didn't know what the will of the Lord was, man. We wasn't in tune with prophecy, man. We didn't understand that Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, okay, had a plan from the beginning, okay, to establish his sons in power forever, beginning with his only begotten, Yahweh Shai. Okay, so what we're seeing is the Lord pleasure playing out in the earth, man. Okay, we're watching the end of an empire, okay, and the beginning of an everlasting empire being transitioned, man. Okay, so let's get back to it.
Even if kitchen chaos has got you sweating, shipping costs shouldn't.
The first stage of an empire, Glubb claims, is the Age of Pioneers, or the Outburst. This is where a small, seemingly insignificant nation emerges from its homeland and establishes a presence on the world stage. This outburst is characterized by energy, courage, and creativity. Glubb describes the new conquerors as normally poor, hardy, enterprising, and above all, aggressive. Unbound by established traditions, they rely on improvisation and experimentation. If one method fails, they try something else. Glubb gives the example of Macedon in the 4th century. Prior to Philip, Macedon had been an insignificant state in the north of Greece. Yet by 323 BC, 36 years after the accession of Philip, the Macedonian Empire extended from the Danube to India. The second stage is called the Age of Conquests. The sophistication of aging civilizations are adopted by the rising power. Thus, their expansion consists of organized, disciplined, and professional campaigns. This is where the culture becomes a bona fide empire. This stage is characterized by confidence, optimism, and contempt for decadent cultures whom they've conquered. The people of the new empire are practical in both government and war. Moreover, Glubb notes that their lack of tradition allows their leadership a freedom to try new things. He writes, the leaders are free to use their own improvisations, not having studied politics or tactics in schools or in textbooks. Next comes the Age of Commerce. With the acquisition of vast areas of land, commerce becomes easy and safe for the empire's citizens. Resources, people, and ideas are exchanged over great distances. And if the empire is large, a great variety of products are produced. The Age of Commerce often overlaps with the Age of Conquests, but the public's values begin to shift. The proud military traditions still hold sway, and the great armies guard the frontiers. But gradually, the desire to make money seems to gain hold of the public.
So real quick, just to walk it down. All right, you have the phase, the stage of pioneers. Okay, and when you go here, all right, as America was founded as what, a colony, all right, by the British. Okay, and those colonies began to branch out. People of those different colonies began to branch out and become pioneers. Okay, you got let's go here. Just look at some American pioneers with some of these household names. Okay, it says American pioneers were people who settled and developed the Western United States in the 1800s. They were men, women, and children who came from Europe, Asia, and Africa. All right, who were they? You got Daniel Boone, a frontiersman who explored and settled Kentucky and founded the Wilderness Road. All right, you have uh, George Rogers Clark, an explorer and military leader. All right, William Clark, an explorer. Meriwether Lewis, an explorer. Kit Carson, a frontiersman. All right, David Crockett, okay, a soldier, and Birmingham Young. Okay, so you get the Mormons, okay, which was a religious leader. Okay, and uh, you know, so you had that year of the pioneers. Okay, and then you have what, the time of conquest. Okay, as America, began to be established. First, they did the conquest in America because you had three, okay, European powers that had America divided up: the British, the French, okay, and the Spanish. Okay, the British on the East Coast, the French, okay, was in the South, and then in the Midwest. Okay, then you had the Spanish in the West. All right, but the people of the colonies, okay, as they had threw off the yoke of the British government. All right, the British throne. Okay, the people, all right, in those colonies began to conquest in America. Okay, and what is known as America now. And they will eventually buy the swath of land from the French. All right, called the Louisiana Purchase. Okay, and they will eventually defeat the Spanish in the American Spanish Wars. Okay, and take Spanish territory in the West. All right, and then eventually even take the Isles of Puerto Rico. Okay, and certain other islands, Cuba. You see, and they will begin to colonize and absorb them into American empire. So you had the time of conquest. All right, so after conquest, he went into what, the commerce. All right, and as America, you know, was steady gaining, clout. All right, in World War One. Okay, America pretty much emerged as a global military power. All right, in World War Two, America was a bully. You see, after World War Two, America was the Earth's bully. Okay, and then what did you have after? Okay, the war, you had the commerce. All right, and it just so happened that what, you had the Treaty of Rome. I wonder why it's called the Treaty of Rome. Okay, the Roman Empire was rebirthed in the earth. As we went over, several times. All right. It says the Treaty of Rome was signed on March 25th, 1957, and established the European Economic Community. The treaty was signed by 6 countries: Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. It came in effect January 1st, 1958. Okay. And this is all these European nations, which are part of what, those 10 horns. Okay. Of this beast system. Okay. Which America is the whore. They rise this beast system. Okay, so you had these treaties as far as economics and what, commerce, a common market. Okay, for what these Edomites that are now in power. All right, the West, because after World War II, the West, all right, which is EU nations. Okay, the NATO military was built up to be a shield against these EU nations and Russia. Okay, and in America, man. All right, as the whore, they're riding this beast system. Okay, will benefit what off the commerce of the earth. All right, because all these nations have to go through America, when it has to do big transactions, man. All right, through the SWIFT banking system. Okay, which is geared towards what, man? Overseeing the global market. Okay, so now America is going from, the pioneer phase, okay, the conquest phase, okay, the commerce phase, and now you see this culture we have today where everybody's chasing the bag. Everybody, came to America what for the opportunity to come up, all right, with the dream of getting rich overnight. Okay, what they call free enterprise capitalism. Was a scam. Okay, to put everybody in debt, to the dollar, man. Okay, you have to understand you have whole governments, all right, and individuals that are debt slaves to the dollar, man. And they're free. I think it's free market in free uh enterprise capitalism, if I'm saying it right. Let me see. Yep. So let's go look at this real quick. And this was a scheme. All right, as we know, as we find out more and more on the daily. All right, that every goddamn thing is a scam. Is a scheme and a scam, a sham. you know, America's one big sham. All right, so you have the free enterprise capitalism. Okay, and this is what made people flock to America. It said it refers to an economic system where individuals have the freedom to start and operate businesses with minimum government interference. It's essentially meaning the market is primarily driven by competition between privately owned companies, with the core principle being the right to own property and pursue profit, often considered synonymous with a free market system, man. Okay. And as you know today, all right, that their dream has become a nightmare. Okay. Because there are so many regulations and stipulations to what you can do. Okay. In this society, it's very limited. It's very hard, for an individual to create wealth. Okay. And the matter of fact, it's the exact opposite where you create debt, and that's a whole nother lesson within itself. But just wanted to bring that out. So, going back, uh, yeah, going back to the video. So now, he's getting to the phase where, money, is becomes the priority. Money, this this money hungry society that we see today. You know, so let's go here.
An honor culture is replaced by a mercantile one. During the military period, glory and honor were the principal objects of ambition. To the merchant, such ideas are but empty words, which add nothing to the bank balance. The age of affluence comes next, and is a natural consequence of the age of commerce. Monetary gain becomes the sole pursuit. Glubb writes, "The age of affluence silences the voices of duty. The object of the young and the ambitious is no longer fame, honor, or service, but cash. The fighting spirit of the empire fades as leaders buy off enemies rather than fight them. Subsidies instead of weapons are employed to buy off enemies. Military readiness or aggressiveness is denounced as primitive and immoral. Civilized peoples are too proud to fight.
No offense, but if you still think that driving food around is the best way to make money in today's economy, I'm sorry.
The fifth stage in Glubb's model is the age of intellect, a period of scholarly activity that coincides with decline. Whereas in the age of affluence, the merchant class patronized the arts, now colleges and universities are given immense funding. Glubb noted that in his own time, he saw the US and Britain as undergoing this phase. When these nations were at their height of their glory, Harvard, Yale, Oxford, and Cambridge seemed to meet their needs. Now almost every city has its university. And once again, the energy of the society is directed toward a new goal. The ambition of the young, once engaged in the pursuit of adventure and military glory, and then in the desire for the accumulation of wealth, now turns to the acquisition of academic honors. The final stage of an empire is the age of decadence. It's characterized by a number of symptoms: internal division, an influx of foreigners, materialism and frivolity, a welfare state, weakening religion, and a defensive mindset. Empires decline amidst a cacophony of argument. Glubb writes that endless and incessant talking fails to solve political and social disagreements. Amid a babble of talk, the ship drifts onto the rocks. That is because cleverness cannot solve problems that require self-sacrifice. There are times when the perhaps unsophisticated self-dedication of the hero is more essential than the sarcasms of the clever. Glubb notes that internal strife is a hallmark of decline and gives the Byzantine Empire as a prime example. Civil wars and infighting preoccupied the empire until the Ottomans were already on their doorstep. Strikes, demonstrations, boycotts, and similar activities are prevalent in the last stage of empire, and internal strife is exacerbated by external conflict. Rather than unifying around a potential threat, the nation pulls itself apart. An influx of foreigners, usually concentrated in cities, accompanies a civilization's decline. Glubb claims that when a culture is homogeneous, there is a feeling of solidarity and comradeship among the people, but a large number of foreigners disrupts this. Foreigners disrupt the unity of the empire due to a few reasons. Number one, their nature often differs from that of the original imperial stock. Number two, in hard times they are less willing to sacrifice their lives and their property. Number three, they are liable to form communities of their own. And finally, there may be resentment among those who were previously conquered by the imperial race. Glubb notes that these problems are not due to superiority or inferiority of any race, rather because there are natural differences between them that makes a single culture difficult to maintain. In his time, he noticed the influx of migrants to the declining British Empire. In London today, Cypriots, Greeks, Italians, Russians, Africans, Germans, and Indians jostle one another on the buses and in the underground, so that it sometimes seems difficult to find any British. Frivolity is also a sign of decline. Glubb claims that this mindset is rooted in pessimism. Let us eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Decadence is ultimately a spiritual sickness resulting from too long a period of wealth and power. Cynicism, decline of religion, pessimism, and frivolity follow. No effort is made to save the nation because its citizens no longer believe anything is worth saving. Glubb saw the similarities between empires' lifespans as a reason to teach history differently. Rather than focusing on particular nations or periods, the history of the whole human race should be taught. He concluded, If we studied calmly and impartially the history of human institutions and development over these 4,000 years, should we not reach conclusions which would assist to solve our problems today? What do you think of Glubb's analysis?
And there's nothing, all right, that can be done to reverse it. Okay, because the Lord has these things set up from the beginning. Okay, so let's sum up a few things, that he was going into as you went from the age, of commerce, which brings in what? All right, America saw a major boom, okay, in wealth, okay, due to being a superpower and having, control over a lot of the world's markets. All right, so you go. He spoke on that word afflux. All right, he said a state of having a great deal of money, wealth. Okay, and plenty, plenteous, man. Okay, to where America, you're able to get buffets. Okay, cheap fast food. Okay, grocery stores on every corner, liquor stores on every corner. Uh, you know, the bar scene, scripts and clubs everywhere. Just plenty of everything, man. Okay, it created what? A very pampered, okay, society. The convenience of the cities. Okay, to where men and women, didn't have to learn. Okay, they didn't have to have the skills. Okay, of the men and women of generation past because everything was what? All right, conveniently given to us, man. Okay, resources and assets. All right, possessions and property. Okay, just handed to us, man. Okay, it was an afflux. Okay, affluence. I'm trying to say. Okay, and then what does that create? He threw another word. All right. Hold on. Yeah, what's that word? Well, yeah, you see the synonyms of afflux. Okay, and even that's one of the reasons we feel. Okay, where brother can put that in. Is that Deuteronomy 32:14? Okay, I think that Deuteronomy 32:14 and 15. Because we, all right, we had sovereignty in the empire, and we failed. Okay, we went through the same stages. Okay, because by the time the Assyrians took us down, we was in a state of decadence. Okay, by the time the Babylonians took down the southern kingdom, all right, the southern kingdom was in a state of decadence, man. All right, going through those phases of enjoying wealth. Okay, becoming content. You see, and eventually becoming decadent, man. Okay, so the recipe for the fall of an empire, America is showing all the symptoms, man. Okay, he talked about college being readily available because see back then only the nobles, all right, those that was going to run the affairs of the empire went to those colleges of higher learning. Okay, everyone wasn't open up to college and higher education. Okay, they would learn trade. Okay, well now that everybody can go to college and get these degrees, everybody think they some goddamn scholar or guru. Okay, and that's why you even go to Proverbs, because that's why you see all these dumbass arguments on YouTube. I can't really just watch. I'm podcast out. I can't. I'm tired of looking at niggas interviews, podcasts, the nigga woman saying the same dumb shit or worse. I'm podcast out, man. With it, yeah, because it puts you on a low frequency, man. They're speaking of me, man. I'm podcast out. Everybody with these dumb arguments. Okay, and it's getting dumber and dumber. Okay, to the point where you got all right, men and women in their 30s and 40s. Okay, asking why you pop your balloon, man. What the hell? Oh boy. So you get this is Proverbs 26:12. It says, seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him. Okay, because the majority of the people think there's some type of, self-taught genius, and, guru, and they got it figured out, and their perspective is elite. They need to be heard. Okay, they want to have these intellectual conversations about the dumbest things. Okay, and this is what we see in America, man. Okay, he mentioned another word, frivolous. Okay, and you would get that. I think the brother got that for me. All right, because like I said, this even happened to us. We got proud. Okay, you get this is the brother Yaqub, hopeful leg 3. This is Deuteronomy 32:14. It says, butter and kind and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs and rams, all right, of the breed of Bashan, and goats, with the fat of kidneys of wheat, and thou didst drink the pure blood, all right, of the grape. Okay, so we had it made. Okay, because he's naming off these resources. Okay, we was good, man. We was straight, eating good, drinking good, plenty of resources coming in abundance. Okay, but what happened? Verse 32. This is the brother Kazak Bun Yahawada. It said, but Jeshurun, which is another name for Israel, all right, Yasha 1, which means upright one, wax fat and kick. Thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation, man. Okay, showing you that money isn't the solution for our people, because our people, all right, we was in rulership and got proud. We was in rulership and got proud, man. Okay, nah, man, it's righteousness. Okay, sin is the kryptonite. Okay, because sin leads to poverty. You see, we've been impoverished as a people because of sin. Okay, now poverty puts you in the jam to where you're going to be more susceptible, to crime. But how did we get to poverty in the first place? Disobedience, being proud, becoming godless, man. Okay, moving like the heathen. You see, they lightly esteem the rock, okay, of his salvation, which is Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. And we see the same thing in this society where there is no reverence of a higher power. Okay, there's absolutely no fear of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. Everyone, okay, worship themselves, man. Okay, and we was warned about these times. Okay, you get the word frivolity. Okay, frivolity, it says lack of seriousness, lightheartedness, man. Okay, and what all do you see? It says joking. Okay, all you see is adults in this silly spirit, man. Nothing is serious to a nigga, man. Nothing is serious in this society. Everything is something, all right, to make a YouTube short about. Okay, empty-headedness, shallowness. All right, goofy. Even way people talk, sound. Okay, laugh. Okay, that Cardi B just a goddamn airhead. Okay, this is what this is the culture. So, and what does that lead to? All right, because you go back here. Oh, yep, the brother getting it in. All right, it's the brother Labad Napash, 2 Timothy 3:2. He said, for people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at the Most High, disobedient to parents and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred, man. And this is their prideful, frivolous, boastful society, man. Okay. And we know pride comes before destruction. Okay. And there's no doubt that America is in that last phase of what is called decadence. Okay. Let's get that word decadent. All right. So you get that word decadence. All right. So you get the word decadent. And what does it go to? Is it characterized by or reflecting a state of moral or cultural decline? All right. And there's no doubt about it that this place is on a moral or cultural decline. Okay. The things that they do now, they couldn't get away with 10 years ago. The things they were doing 10 years ago, they couldn't get away with it 10 years before that. But every generation gets worse. Every 12 to 13 years, it gets drastically worse, man. Okay, going to some of the some of the synonyms. Okay, and it's dissolute, dissipated, degenerate, unprincipled, shameless. Okay, absolutely no shame. Okay, the worst built, woman on the planet come out in any goddamn thing, man. Even if you do have, a nice shape, there still should be a level of shame, man. 1 ton, fast living, unrestrained, pleasure seeking. Okay, this is their society, self-indulgent. Okay, niggas don't care how much they pants hang off their ass now, man. Jake pants to their knees now, man. Okay, just absolutely no shame. Okay, only fans, no one, there's no integrity, no, you see. So, the average woman is pretty much a corn star, man. Okay, so there's no doubt, okay, that America is in this last in this last stage, okay, where decadence is going to be destroyed. Okay, brother can get that in Joel 3:13. Okay, and see, did the brother get that? And then we'll get that in second Ezra. Get ready to close out. Where did the brother put that at? Second Ezra. Let's see it. Okay, here you go. All right, it's the brother GMS Chosen Vessel 144. Okay, I believe this second Ezra 6. All right, and start at 7. It says, then I asked how long a period of time will divide the ages. When will the first age end and the next age begin? Okay, and this is what Ezra was inquiring, because he was inquiring about the kingdom for Israel, man. Okay, they was in captivity under the Persian Empire at this time. Okay, and our forefathers would always, inquire. Okay, our forefathers that was in the spirit, they would inquire of the kingdom that was promised to Israel, the everlasting kingdom. Okay, so he asking, like, okay, what's going to be a sign, that's going to divide the ages of the heathen and our age as Israelites, the rulership of the heathens and the rulership of Israel. Okay, and says he answered, the interval will be no longer than between Abraham and Abraham, Okay, it was let you know, okay, that the transition of power from Esau to Jacob, okay, is going to be in one lifetime. Okay, and that we fully believe that we're in that time of that great transition. He was the grandfather of both Jacob and Esau, and when they were born, Jacob was holding Esau's heel. Okay, and this is verse 9 in the GNT, second Esdras 6 and 9 say Esau represents the end of this age. Okay, and Jacob represents the beginning of a new age, and it's going to be everlasting. Okay, there will be no more okay heathen empires to come into power after the end of this age. Okay, so let's go here. All right, this is the brother Laban Napash. All right, Joel 3 and 13 said, "Put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great." Okay, and their wickedness is great, man. Mainly here in America, and the Lord is finna intervene. Okay, and as we're all right, as the Lord established the kingdom, okay, under Yahushua, the throne of David, we're going to be changed, so we'll never go through the stages of decay that these empires go through. Okay, we'll never go through that phase, those stages of decay and being overthrown. No, we're going to be righteous forever. We're going to be perfect. We're not going to be able to go off. Okay, to the point to where we fall, again, as the sons of God. It's over, man. This was our last fall. Okay, and so yeah, I just wanted to get into that. Let me leave a link to this video. Okay, brothers want to do something with it, rewatch it, all right. So with that, I pray that you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified once again. And give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful that Shalom.